Yeah, he's right outside. As soon as you come down to Murphy, they carry it in court.
Yeah. Joshua has been playing pool, mostly bar table pool, for about 20 years. And by his own admission, he hits balls way too hard. He also tries to spin every single shot, and he never really tries to play precise position. He just tries to get the cue ball somewhere near the next object ball, which is why he usually ends up on the wrong side of balls. Also, he says he's never been able to control the cue ball on the break. So for 20 years, this is how Joshua has played. And in just a matter of days, we're going to completely change his game into something almost unrecognizable. By day 14, using stroke drills, ball pocketing drills, center ball positioning, and other drills, we've now completely transformed Joshua's game. Besides breaking better, he's now running out racks on a 9-foot table, playing mostly center ball with very little English.
This last 2 weeks has been awesome. It's a whole new game now. I look at the game a whole different way than when I looked at it before. From before to now, I didn't even know how to shoot pool before. I got lucky.
This is the story of Joshua's journey to becoming a strong player. This is the story of one of the most amazing transformations yet on 14 days. My name is Tor Lowry. My mission is to make the game of pool easy for everybody. And I've traveled thousands of miles to help league and tournament players get to a level they've only dreamed of. And in some cases, I have less than 2 hours to find and correct their problems, so I have to teach at high speed. But for those that have 14 days, I'm going to forever change how they view this game. I'm going to teach them an easier way to play this great game of pool.
In 14 days.
Oh yeah, he's definitely proud of me. You know, for me to have and that's why I wish my dad was still here, because if my dad was still here, I'd asked Tor, is it all right if I have dad help do it with me? You know, my dad would have loved this, especially for how much pool is in my family. You know, you got all 3 of my brothers that play pool, my dad's dad. You know, it's a big thing in our family. You know it's big when you don't even know what pool is, but you got an 8-foot pool table in the dining room because that's how Dad made our lunch money. Dad lived, you know, my mom left. My dad took us over. We used to have pool tournaments. Dad used to have pool tournaments on Monday night at our house and invite Charlie, all my buddies that I'm friends with now. They're all Dad's age. I don't hang out with anybody my age. But Dad used to have a pool tournament and he'd go up there and every Monday he'd win it. Well, that was our lunch money for the week. Everyone did every Monday, and that's where we learned to play. I mean, he'd definitely be very happy. And I quit when I first met her. I quit for 4 years because of my other kids and her. I said, you know what, I'm just going to spend time with the kids and you. And when the kids get older, then I'll start shooting pool again. And when my dad passed away, that's when I got my own sticks built. I told her, I said, you know what, that's what me and Dad did. I'm going to start shooting pool again. So that's what we did. We made a memorial pool tournament for Dad, which is great. Dad, we did the tournament before that, and then when Dad passed away, it was 2 weeks. It was actually 2 weeks after Dad passed. We already had the tournament set up, and they called and asked me, Randy, one of my dad's friends, said, hey, is it all right if we make this the memorial tournament for your dad? He said, I know it's, I didn't want to really ask you because it's only been 2 weeks. I said, no, you know what? That's fine, because me and my brother Jason were already talking about having a memorial tournament for Dad.
I'm Lisa. I'm Josh's wife. I've been with Josh almost 7 years now. Pool has been a huge part of our lives. When I first met him, he was shooting probably 6 nights a week. We kind of got burned out a little bit. Then his dad got sick and passed away, and his passion for pool really came back up again. He started the pool tournament, the memorial tournament. I really support him. I really support him playing pool. It's his passion, it's his dream. We go up to the Moose, it's a club, on weekends and take the kids, and they enjoy playing pool with Dad. And I have a couple pictures of them shooting. She can barely reach the table. My one daughter, Brianna, just like he started when he was little. He said he could barely see over the table. He's taken a lot of time off of work to do this 14 days, but I'm supporting that. We saved for it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I'm just behind him all the way and so proud of him and can't wait to see where he takes it.
My name is Destiny, and my dad is a pool player, and I have 2 siblings.
Yeah, you're doing good, babe.
And it's a girl and a boy, and my dad is a pool player.
My name's Jacob. I'm 8 years old. I love my dad playing pool because he's really good at it and he makes money for us, and that's all.
I'm Brianna, and I'm 5. And because I like Daddy shooting pool is because he does good with his best players, and a boy is teaching him, so I think he's really good.
So the first day I had Joshua play a few racks of 9 ball so I can kind of see where his problems are. And position play is a big problem along with using spin on every single shot. For instance, on this shot, all he has to do is shoot center ball, and his cue ball will head toward the 6 ball for an easy shot. Instead, he shoots straight at the 5 ball with spin and goes crashing into the 7 ball. Another problem is he tends to roll his wrist, and this can be caused by a stroke defect or by having too short of a backstroke when hitting the cue ball firm. So for Joshua's 14 days, we're going to do a stroke drill, a ball pocketing drill, center ball positioning, half table pattern play, full table pattern play, kicking and breaking. Joshua has played a certain way for 20 years. So I not only had to break a lot of bad habits, but at the same time I had to show him an easier way to play pool, and I have to do all this in a matter of days.
Just one more time.
I had Joshua hit the cue ball firm, and you can see that his stick vibrates after contact with the cue ball. And this usually means he's holding the stick way too tightly on his forward stroke. So I set up a stroke drill to help him develop a free-flowing stroke, and this will help correct some of his stroke problems. Now the first couple hundred strokes he did, he was still holding the stick too tightly.
Yeah, and that's what we did. He told me just shoot this shot in, which is easy, and then just hold your stick here. Well, I shot it and I hammered it because I was trying. I'm used to pounding the ball, and he had me do it twice, and he's like, "Wow." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "How's your stroke?" I'm like, "I think it's pretty good." No. I told everybody, I said, here's what I get, here's what I got from Tor. I said, he didn't say this, but this is what I got from. How's your stroke? Pretty good. You suck. And they start laughing. I said, honestly, that's basically what he told me, and everybody that else starts laughing.
And while Joshua was doing the stroke drill, the local media stopped by to do a story. And they were surprised to learn that pool is a huge international sport played by millions of people. People from all walks of life, from housewives to school teachers to doctors, play this great game of pool in their homes or in leagues or in tournaments. They ran a great story in the newspaper about Joshua's 14 days. So 14 Days would like to thank them for taking time to help spread the word about this great game. So after doing this drill 1,200 times in 2 days, Joshua's stroke was starting to look much better.
Okay, Josh, first what we're going to do is we have to find out your dominant eye. Because what happens here in the pre-shot, when you're standing up there looking at the shot, we're actually aiming with the inside of our eyes. So eye dominance doesn't make any difference up there.
Now, to become a really strong player, you not only have to know which eye is your dominant eye, but you have to know how to correctly position it over the cue. And nobody teaches this better than Gene Albright.
And the sad thing about in the pre-shot, it looks just as good both ways. Both ways. So if you don't know which way you are, you're never getting in the right position quite up there, especially if you're opposite eye dominant, which would really cause some problems. Okay, so
You know what? I'll say at first I thought the guy. Basically, I'm like, you know what? How there's how can he show this? And then I said, and then I'll say, you know, once he showed me this shot on the left, that I consistently missed 4 times that I made over here 10. I mean, and then he had, and then that's when he said, all right, now stand up. And he stood over me, over there, and he says, now move your head to the right, you know, because I was like this. Because, you know, your left eye takes over. So he stood there and he's like, move your head over to the right. Right. He goes, does that feel better? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, now shoot it. Boom, boom, boom. But once you get down, since if you're right eye dominant, you get down on the shot on the left side of the table and your left eye tries taking over. And he did. The thing is with, like I'll say, with Gus, the guy that owns the house, we did that with Gus. He asked Gus, he says, what eye dominant are you? Gus says, I'm right eye dominant. He says, are you sure? And now this was awesome. This is what blew my mind. Because he goes, yeah, and he has Gus do his drill, you know. He makes you put a ball down on the end, do this, and then do this to judge which one. And he says, all right, now he says, I just want you to pick your stick up and get down. What eye dominant you think Gus is? And Gus has played pool for, Gus says, oh, yeah, Gus looks at me and he goes, you got to be kidding me. We watched Gus, he got down. Every time he got down, he got right down over his left eye. Gus says, for 20 years, I thought I was right eye dominant. 30 years, he said, I thought I was right eye dominant. If you want to, I tell you, that's the thing, if you want to be more consistent, you got to know which eye is your dominant eye. And just like to get down and shoot shots. If you miss shots on the right, shots on the left, it could be because you don't know which eye's going over the stick. All, you know, consistently, you need your dominant eye over the stick every shot.
well, it's the outside of your left eye that's helping you with depth perception and everything else, and it's over on this side of the ball. The right eye, it's the whole right eye that's doing the aiming here, and it's someplace in here and someplace in here. Neither eye is really in the center. But go ahead and get back down again. And you see when you get your head as far to the left as you can be, it looks like you can't miss the shot. That's like putting the rifle sights on the target.
So pause that tip, double check it, do a few mini strokes. Nice. So you do, you want to do the little mini strokes to fine tune, and then after you do the mini strokes, pause the tip again. You pause it at the cue ball. So you stop, then you pause, do the mini strokes. Pause. And depending on the shot, nice shot, depending on the shot, you may have to do 2 sets of the mini strokes.
Okay. Just so I know that I'm right on.
You're fine tuning like a dart player. So now we're going to go to, this is center ball. So when you shoot center ball, you want the cue ball to slide all the way down. That means when the cue ball comes down this way, it's got a lower high. It's just going to stop right there.
Okay, like it's stop shot.
Stop shot using center. As Joshua started doing this drill, I noticed something wasn't quite right. Every time he hit center, or what he thought was center on the cue ball, the cue ball would follow the object ball. And this happened over and over and over again. And it soon became clear that Joshua had no idea where center was on the cue ball. So I told him to put his tip up to the cue ball where he thinks center is. And as you can see, what he thinks is center on the cue ball is actually center high. And this explains why his cue ball was following the object ball. I then did a shot from above, and what Joshua thinks is center is actually center left. And this is a pretty common problem with most pool players. They just don't know where the center of the cue ball is. So I repositioned his cue stick so that his tip is now where it needs to be for center. And after a little while, he began to put the tip to the center of the cue ball without my help. So now that he knows where center is on the cue ball, he now needs to practice hitting this spot over and over again. Over the next 2 days, I set up several center ball drills so he could begin to learn how to strike center, center low, and center high on the cue ball.
I think the way that people think it makes you better, it makes you look good. If you can spin a ball, say 35 rails, and get on your ball, everybody's like, wow, that's awesome. You know, they think it's awesome. And actually and now that I've done this, it's stupid. I mean, you can't judge it. You cannot judge spin by the way that we use spin, because a lot of, like when Tor started me, we did the first ball parking drill where he set me up here and here.
Nice.
And then he'd say, stop it. Well, wouldn't you? I never stopped this cue ball once. But as long as I've played pool, 20 years probably, never knew where center was on a cue ball.
And for 20 years, Joshua has been putting massive amounts of spin on the cue ball on almost every single shot.
Nice.
And by doing these drills, I wanted to emphasize to Joshua that you can easily move the cue ball around the table using minimal spin or no spin at all. And once he learns how to play proper angles, it won't take much effort at all to control the cue ball. You don't need much.
Much high.
Yeah, it's just a hair more than what you were using before. See that speed right there?
Yeah.
You don't need,
Wow.
with that angle you have, you don't need to really bang it real hard. This angle will take you up and down. Look at that. Here, Joshua is using very little English to move the cue ball to the other side of the table.
I just adjusted the middle of the cue ball. See, that's what I'm not used to. I'm trying to, I'm used to using so much
A lot of spin, right?
spin, so now to try to get away,
Yeah.
I'm trying to back it down from what I'm used to. So I'm trying to realize
You don't need much.
not much off the center of the ball. Now that I know where the center of the ball's at, kind of helps.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need much. Look at that.
And that might even be a little.
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that was just a hair too low.
I'll adjust it quick. So I'm used to using a lot.
Yeah. That's what we want to see.
That's the way I'm thinking this, am I right?
You're not using low right, right?
I'm not using low. I didn't use right. I just used low. I got the angles.
Yeah, because no low, no high, you know right away that'll run you into the 9 ball, right? So it's got to be low no matter what. It's just what degree of low.
That one I used to go right and spot it.
Yeah.
Spot it.
Well, probably all these shots you probably used to use outside English.
I don't know, before I would always, I used to use a lot of English to get around the table. Never knew the way the cue ball was rolling off a ball, basically. Never had a clue. Now I do. Now I see the lines, see what the cue ball is going to do with no English, or middle English, high, low, and where it's going. I never knew that before. I mean, I used to just spin a lot of balls to try to get where I needed to go. Now I barely use any English at all. Before I used to use, like, if I were to shoot a ball,
and where you're going to end up,
like this and this,
without spinning the ball.
say here and here, I would have drew it or used a lot of English to try to get down. Now I hit off the rail and get down the way. Before, I'd have never even dreamt about going off a rail to get to the bottom of the table. I'd have just tried to draw it down.
That's a little bit too low, but you see the ball just die.
Yeah, because with spin, there's no way when I'd have done it before, I'd have had to be lucky because I'd have hit this rail no matter what.
Yeah, you would have had to hit this rail perfect for the spin to come down here and then stop and get your angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ball's just dying. That's nice. And we just want to get shape of the 7 ball over here. Yeah, well, you know, the center ball will take you. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, just look at where no low, no high will take you. You need to hit about half a diamond from that. Probably right about here. Yeah. So you'll be hitting above center on this one. And everyone gets their own action depending on their stroke. And the reason this shot's important is it's really hard to do this shot if you're spinning the ball.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to hit high up here to spin it down. Yeah.
See, now that I'm getting this, the line constant, it makes sense.
And hitting center on the cue ball is not only important when it comes to position play, but it's also important in other aspects of the game like kicking, banking, and safety play. Here, I set up a few shots for Joshua where, by just hitting center on the cue ball, he can start to play lock-up safety shots. Yeah, you kind of see. So you almost have to imagine if the cue ball hits the 1 ball here, I mean, that's not going to work, right? Because the cue ball will go that way. If the cue ball hits here, cue ball is going to head toward the 9 ball. The cue ball hits here.
All right, so I'm not worried about this and this now, that line.
No,
I'm worried about
you're worried about where the cue ball strikes the 1 ball.
Okay.
So right here, that's about right. So you just have to imagine the cue ball hitting the 1 ball and seeing that line. And once you see that line, then you just aim toward wherever they're pointing to, which is the 2nd diamond here. You see that 2nd diamond?
Yeah.
Or what is it, right here?
Probably 18.
Okay. Got your target is 18. Here, if Joshua can just aim the 1 ball toward this spot on the side rail using center ball, his cue ball will follow this path. Here's another example where, by just hitting center on the cue ball, you can control its path after it strikes the object ball.
Yeah, this will be nice because, like I told Tor, I told Lisa, to win my dad's tournament this year, It was like $6,800 to be gone for a Saturday, and especially we live paycheck to literally paycheck to paycheck. My paycheck comes on Friday, and we need a paycheck because we're broke. And you know, for the next 2 weeks, I said I don't know what I'd feel like if I was able to come home and hand you $6,500 and say, here, go put this in the bank, you know, and we actually get money. And that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, you hit 2 or 3 tournaments around here. Like there's my dad's tournament was like $7 grand just to win the 8-ball. The 9-ball was $6 or $7 grand. You know, so if you could be gone for a weekend and win or place, I mean, you got a couple $1,000s. You can't beat that. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if we, you know, you spend $30 to get into a pool tournament and make even a couple $100.
To reach a high level in pool, you must be good at half-table pattern play. Here, Joshua is going to run out 3 balls in order, but his cue ball has to stay on this half of the table. If the cue ball crosses the halfway point, he has to start all over again. He can shoot the balls in any pocket, but he can only use center, center low, and center high. And the reason this drill is important for anyone wanting to reach a high level in pool is that it forces you to play more precise position. Your angles have to be perfect along with your speed control. You can no longer spin your way back into position, nor can you use the other half of the table as a safety net. Everything is confined to one half of a table, which requires excellent cue ball control. This drill also requires that you find the easiest patterns for runouts. In this first drill, we're going to start Joshua off with a 3-ball pattern, and he has to find the easiest way to run them out using as little cue ball movement as possible. That's right.
I stood up.
You stood up, and then these shots here are the same as these shots. Because if you look at the back of the pocket here, back of the pocket is the rail.
Yeah.
And when you shoot too quickly,
That's what I'm doing.
you're just going back of pocket. It's the same shot as these. You got to find the opening. So if you shoot this again, these kind of shots,
Just look at it.
especially on a bar table, pockets are kind of small on the side. You got to find a sweet spot of the pocket. Because if you can find the sweet spot, you can be off a little bit.
And still go.
Yeah, if you're coming real tight to this rail, if you're off,
Yeah, you miss.
you're going to pop it. You always want to find a sweet spot of the pocket. No low, no high. Yeah, any kind of roll will get you hitting that 4-ball or getting too close to it. You just need to make sure the cue ball is just a hair low by the time it reaches 2-ball. And what you have to be good at doing, and we could even set the shot up with stickers, is you got to be able to hit just enough low so you can come off this rail and back
All
out.
right, so I'm trying to come. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. I was trying to hold it
It's just so hard to hold it perfectly.
out here. All right.
But once you start coming off a rail, from here all the way up to here,
You're fine.
you're fine. You have a little margin for error. That's a nice shot. You can go ahead and shoot it. This is the shot for later that you can practice. And this one, you should just be able to bring it right over here where the sticker is. Coming off the rail. And that one,
I needed to hit it a little lower.
yeah, try it again. There you go, that was perfect. Yeah, if you're gonna hit it soft, you gotta make sure you has
It's rolling.
yeah.
If I hit it soft and not low enough, that's where I ended up over here.
In this drill, Joshua has to find the easiest way to run these balls out in order, and once again, he can't use left or right English. Yeah, that's good. But instead of coming this way, because your idea is to come here and then come where? Right here?
Yep.
But you know, if you have ball in hand, you can just draw it at the same spot. You know what I mean? Without doing that. That's what I would recommend. It's just coming off here.
Same pattern, just draw the ball back.
I would draw it back. Then you have this one where you just follow it right about here. And then you just come off the rail. And like you were saying, 4 or 5 here. Yeah, there you drew it back just a little bit too far. And then now you don't have the ideal angle. There's 2 ways you can do this.
Now when I draw, now should I hit it with low, draw it?
That's such a tight angle. You're better off, because look, if you look here, no low, no high, right?
Yeah, no low, no high. I'm further up than that.
Yeah. So you know that just a touch of high, you can come off here and come up like this. It'll be coming like this. You just got to make sure you're just not rolling too much when it's a 3 ball. Yeah, and that was just a little bit easy.
Yeah, if I'd have hit it a little harder, it would have.
Yeah. And you didn't have much angle, that's why you had to hit it just a little bit more firm. Now on this one, the cue ball wants.
If I just hit it high enough, my cue ball's just going to hit great.
Yeah, your cue ball is it's still gonna come at an angle. It's not gonna come straight. It's gonna come at a little angle, so it's gonna come like this. So you don't want, what you could do is instead of hitting super high,
Just hit it over and bring it.
no, you know what, if you hit, just, the cue ball is rolling,
Yeah.
I would just bounce it out this shroud and come back. Is that what you were thinking? Or were you thinking of holding it here?
Well, you're right. You're right. I mean, it's going to be harder. I was thinking of holding it in here, but like you said, if I hit it at least, if I don't hit it hard enough, then I'm going to be in here.
Yeah, I would just let it roll off the rail and then come back for the 5 ball in the corner. Yeah, that's a good shot. Well, you jumped up. Yeah, so we can't.
I was trying to, I steered that ball away.
After training with Joshua, I raced up to Erie, Pennsylvania to meet up with Anthony, a local league player who's looking to improve his game.
When I was 13, my dad opened up a pool hall in downtown Erie, and I've been playing since then. I grew up playing learning from a lot of the better players in Erie, and then when I was 18, I left for the military, and I didn't play for 10 years while I was gone, and then I got back about 5 years ago and started picking it up again. I currently play about 3 days a week. I play in a BCA league at a local pool hall, and I play in 2 Valley leagues. I'm ranked about an 8 in the leagues. I consider some of my weaknesses to be my pre-game routine, my pre-shot routine, my stroke. Always wanted to put English on the ball. In the 2012 state championships here for the Valley League, I finished 4th in the A1 division. I definitely want to become a better pool player all around. I guess my goal would be to win the PA Select division, the highest division, in singles.
So for Anthony, we'll be doing a stroke drill, center ball position, half table pattern play, kicking and banking. And we're going to have to do all this in about an hour since I have to leave by 9. This will have to be a high-speed training session. So we didn't have much time to do a lot of stroke drills, but I wanted to show Anthony what to do and what not to do when he does have time to do several hundred of these stroke drills. Like a lot of players, Anthony tends to hold the cue stick too tightly in the forward motion. So this drill should really help him, but he's going to have to do it at least 1,000 times. Next, I had Anthony do several drills using center, center low, and center high. I wanted him to understand that most shots don't need left or right English.
All right.
Should end up right around there, that way you can
Just hit center ball.
Next, I had Anthony run the balls out in order just using center, center low, and center high. If he can move away from using English and use more center ball when he plays pool, he'll get a deeper understanding of proper lines and angles when it comes to position play.
I missed it.
Near the rail, look, put the stick flat. What you're doing is you're making it harder.
Yeah.
You just let it stick flat like this, and then you shoot.
Okay. I had a little firm, but...
Next, it was on to kicking drills, and it's all about learning how the diamonds connect with each other so you can hit targets anywhere on the table. This was new to Anthony, but he seemed to pick it up rather quickly. These drills are also going to help him improve his banking.
Okay.
So whatever number you need to hit over here, you just add to your line.
Okay.
Around 60-30, you need to hit 10. And it's the same stroke as your normal kicking stroke.
Probably.
That's not going to help. Remember, you got to have your little English like you normally. So that's why you got to develop a good kicking stroke.
Right.
So if you were
Yeah.
So if we don't follow the ball to the rail, usually what happens is, because this is hard to see where you're hitting.
Right. When you're
high or low.
right.
Now that Anthony knows more about how the diamonds connect with each other, he can now use that knowledge for banking. Once he finds the path the object ball is on, that will give him a target on the rail to aim at.
Yeah.
But once you introduce a cue ball, now it's harder to put that correct amount of spin on the front, right?
Right.
So this time just hit center low, and just aim just to the left of this,
Okay.
where you need to. So at 9 I had to pack up and head back to Oil City to get some work done. And I also had to get ready for the morning to continue my training with Joshua. So we're still doing half table pattern play, but this time we'll be playing 8-ball. Joshua has to figure out the easiest way to run out the solids with as little cue ball movement as possible. And once again, he can only use center, center low, and center high, and his cue ball has to stay in this half of the table. Yeah, you had the right idea. You want a little angle on the 3-ball because that's easy to do from the 6. Then go from the 3 to the 5. You know, ideally, the 4-ball is an easy ball to use if you get right on it to get on the 1-ball, right? So now you're kind of figuring it out. You have the last ball here, first ball, last ball. This ball is a good ball to get on the 1-ball. So now you got the 6, 3, 5. So now your next shot, you got to think of an angle to get from the 5-ball.
I'll just bring it back.
Like if you were here,
trying to get in here.
Yeah, if you were here,
All
you
right.
shoot the 5 and come down. And then you got the 2, 4, 1. Yeah. Here there are two potential problems, the 2 and 6 ball. The 2 goes in both side pockets, but it's really close to the 9 ball. And the 8 ball is close to the 6 ball, which may cause a problem. The key to this run out is the 6 ball. It's a potential problem ball since the 8 ball is so close to it. So this will be the first shot of the rack, and if Joshua strikes the 6 ball correctly, he should end up with a perfect angle on the 3 to get on the 5. Now he just has to make sure the cue ball has no low or high on it when it strikes a 3 ball. If it doesn't, this is the path the cue ball will take. Shot. Now you gotta look at this. You left yourself a little bit straight in, right?
Yeah.
So if you ended up straight in on a 2 ball, see that line? You'd have to end up down there close to a 4 ball. You have to be able to come off the rail. So now you have, even though you have a pattern in mind, always look to see if there's a backup pattern, if you don't get perfect on your ball. Like, I mean, if you were to shoot the 2 ball now and kill it, you'd be able to roll the 4, 5, 1. I mean, that's one option.
Yeah, because I'm about straight in on 2 ball. Pretty close to me.
Because sometimes you got to look around because you got perfect on the 2 ball, which
And I
made
wasn't paying attention.
which made for a little bit of easier pattern because then you could just stop it. You're on the 4, then you can just roll down for the 5. Without you had too much angle, you had to come up this way.
I had to come up harder.
Yeah, you had to come up right about here.
Hard to try to hold it down.
Yeah, there's no way you could have held that. In the shot before that, you just needed to come down here, and you ended up
Trying. That's I see. I got to work on that draw shot.
In the next 8-ball pattern, the correct run out begins with 3 stop shots. And I want Joshua to start seeing the easiest way to run out these patterns. And the key to this rack is the 1 ball can go in either of the bottom 2 corner pockets. And with half table pattern play, it's all about finding the run out that requires the least amount of effort. Since you're confined to only half a table, it's all about angles and perfect speed control. So what was your pattern again?
1.
Okay, 1 over here.
4.
4 side.
6. 2.
So you're gonna when you shoot the 4, you're gonna be coming off the rail for the 2 ball?
If I had, yeah, because I'll have an angle.
Or are you gonna come off the rail with the 4 and try to get it straight in?
Well, yeah, that'd probably be an easier shot.
Yeah,
Because if I try to go here, I mean the angle. Well, another thing too is if I did that, here's where I'm looking now that I'm looking at the angles. Shoot the 1, shoot the 4. If I get the 6, the angle of the 6 probably bring me back about here. I shoot the 2 ball on the side. Ball it up, shoot the 7, come back, shoot the 5, and just draw it back a little bit, shoot the 8 ball in the corner.
Another pattern that would be good would be a 4-ball corner,
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 ball, 5 ball, draw back for the 7-6.
Then I won't
come
have
up
to be
to the
so
8.
close on that. Well, I didn't pay attention to 1 ball goes in the corner.
Yeah, 1 ball goes in the corner, so this could be 4-ball corner, 1 ball, 2 ball. You have a little angle to draw back for the 7, 6.
And then 5 or 8.
And the reason that's good because there's a few shots here where you're not moving the cue ball. You have the 4 ball, the 1 ball. These are almost stop shots. Then you got the 5, and this is the only shot that requires a little bit of distance here. Then you got the 7, come down. Now the 6 ball, you can just draw back for the 8 ball. Now be aware of your 5-ball line.
Yeah, I gotta see where this.
Because basically, if you get on the line or right here, you'll be fine. You can just draw back.
Too much. Wow, something takes something.
Yeah. No, you're all right.
It's been doing that. Yeah, 'cause now I can just drift over real easy and hold it.
Yeah. That's perfect. This is just
Now where do I? All right.
now ideally you just want to be on the line. Then you can just draw back a couple inches. Now if you're on a bar table, you could almost kill it to the corner, but big tables, we got started playing for side pockets. That one you should have drawn back like this far.
Yeah, I didn't. That's dedication. I mean, the 14 days, I told him on the phone when he first day he called me. He said, "How do you feel?" I said, "I felt, for a pool player, I felt like I hit the lottery." I mean, that's This is something that it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to have somebody come work with you where you don't have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars.
Wherever you normally aim, and then once you line up, just focus on the cue ball and focus on hitting that spot. You can take a little bit off your break. Your stick when it went through, because ideally when you break, your stick's got to be going straight through, straight through, straight through like this. Okay. Straight through like this. Here you can see that Joshua is more focused on the rack than the cue ball. This is one of the reasons he's never been able to control the cue ball in the break. Like if your cue ball comes down, you're cracking them real hard, right? Yeah. And you're hitting right here. Your cue ball still has about 50% of its power, so it's going around. That's right. So you could probably tone down your break 50%, hit it full, and it'd be the same thing. Good last time. So with that line, when you're breaking, your stick has to stay on that line. That goes from the one ball to the cue ball. It's got to stay on it. You almost have to think about it. Keep that everything on that line. So wherever you're hitting that cue ball, you need to hit a little bit higher. You gotta focus on your cue ball. Make sure you hit that cue ball where you're aiming it. Almost every break, Joshua was drawing the cue ball back, so I had him tone down his break and start hitting higher on the cue ball. That's starting to get a little better. And as you can see, these simple little changes started to give Joshua back his cue ball control. Now that's looking pretty good. Next, we went through some kicking drills, and any player that wants to improve their banking or kicking needs to do this type of drill. They need to be able to go up and down the table, and by using the diamond numbers, bank balls into pockets as shown here. And it's close, right? And you don't have to be a mathematician to learn how to use the diamonds to kick at balls. The systems that I'm showing Joshua are very simple math calculations that even children can learn pretty quickly. Try that.
But I kicked all by feel. You know, like for instance, if I had a ball here, somebody left me here.
Yeah, that's a little better.
And here, I just do it by feel. Never do nothing. And I'd hope that I'd hit this ball.
60-30, it's almost on, but not quite.
Yeah, before it was all feel because I didn't know.
So
I didn't know the numbers.
Maybe
now I know the numbers on everything.
29.5.
So you know, if I got to do, say 30, I'll just tell 30, 60. I know 30 and 60 is going to 0. I don't have to go by feel anymore, which will make it'll make a lot better, a lot more consistent.
So now, same thing with this, shoot it in that corner.
So this would be
2010. So it's close, maybe 22-11. You know, it could be 23-11 and a half, maybe. So if you were on 60-30, and same thing, let's say you have this ball here. Here's 30. So it's the same shot. You know your cue ball is going to hit here on the rail toward 30. On that line, you got a good chance of making the 6. This number, if you were coming toward 5 like this, you would probably hit the 9 ball. You either hit the rail, hit the 9, or just hit the 9 straight. So since it's on this rail, you just subtract 5 from 30.
25.
Yeah. Now we just bring your stick back like this far and just power through it. Just power through it. There, that seemed better. We just got to develop that nice consistent stroke just for kicking. Yeah. And you just minus 10 from whatever 0-point line you're on, which is 60-30.
So 50, 25.
Yeah, so if you aim for 25, do your nice little kick stroke. You know, it's right in the middle. So,
3.5. Right at that.
yeah, right around here. So right here, this is 60 to 30.
Yeah, because when we go here, so this is the same thing. This is still 0.
Yeah, unless you're kicking over, unless your ball is over here and you're
Yeah,
kicking.
and then this is 0.
Then that's 0, and this is 40,
Yeah.
30, 20, 10.
You hit, say, a hair above center.
Yeah, you just want a hair roll. Just a hair roll when it meets the 1 ball. Next, we worked on full table patterns using center, center low, and center high. I'm also going to introduce left and right English back into Joshua's game, but he won't be using nearly as much as he used to.
Yeah, now that I feel comfortable with these rail shots.
Yeah, you bounced right off that. Yeah,
I'm just trying to.
drift over. Yeah, that was a good shot.
And when I say I'll shoot the 11.
And you got to be hitting. And when you shoot this ball, you got to be hitting right here and crossing the line.
Yeah, because I got to bring the 11 up for the 12.
Yeah.
Follow it up.
That's good. Now, before you shoot these, you always got to pick a spot on that rail. It becomes your target.
Here.
Yeah, so now that becomes your target. That's going to end up on the wrong side of the line, maybe.
Yep, straight in.
But that's all right. 12 ball's close enough to the corner where you can probably just follow it down.
A little bit of right. Or a little bit of
A hair left. You don't need much. It's also easier to aim when you're not using as much left and right. Now this is the same thing. This is just, you want it to roll with center high and you want a hair right. And as you're about to witness, most of the shots in the following runouts are shot with no spin at all. This is an incredible departure from the way Joshua used to play when he was spinning every single shot.
bounce off. 6, 9, 10, 14.
Yeah, I just forgot to hit it. So now on this shot here,
Bring it up and back.
your goal is just get on the 6-ball side. That was too much roll.
No,
That was too much roll? Yeah. You're gonna give your sponsor a heart attack, man. You gotta hit it right about here. Now before you shoot this, you don't want to get in trouble. You want to end up right here. And then you can just reach over and just spin. That's perfect. Now here it's just a little below center with between a quarter and half tip of right. All right. There you go. Oh, you short stroked it. Well, you're all right. No, you're all right. If you draw it back, you'll be able to draw it back down here. So now you just gotta find that line. And get over it. So, right about here would be good. Instead of coming this way, maybe your cue ball can come this way. There you go, you open it all up.
Yeah, I gotta work on that.
That's about all you can do in those shots, you just try and make it. Yeah, there's two ways to do it. Sometimes if it's too much of an angle,
See, that's another thing.
some players like to slow the cue ball down by using the rails. There was a good run. You just drew that one shot back
Too far.
about 4 feet too far.
On this? Honestly, I'd probably play the combo.
Yeah, I don't think you have much of a choice on this one.
I can play
I
the
wouldn't
side,
fool with
don't
that.
worry about it.
Yeah.
Play the combo, leave the cue ball sitting, then I can just play the 3 in the same pocket, play the 4 in the corner.
That's good. Now you gotta look at your 6 to 7 ball.
See, on the 6 ball, when I shoot the 4 ball, get here, play the 6 with some right, center right, bring it back down here.
Yeah, you don't want this too far down. You want this kind of where the 4 ball is right now. And
Here,
I would use, yeah, center high. You don't need much right. Quarter chip.
bring it back, yeah.
And then
The 8 and the 9s.
yeah, so on this shot here, you want to try and avoid coming this way toward the side
I just
rail.
want to hit center here.
Yeah, you just want to be rolling this way toward the 4. Ideally, when you shoot like one of the 3 ball here, let me see your cue ball. You want to be rolling. And you notice you don't really have to hit it that hard.
Yeah, I barely hit that.
And these are the shots that you keep hitting the rail. So you got to find your sweet spot. Miss your mark a little bit, but now you may not need as much right. Yeah, this is probably just center high. And you want to make sure, a lot of times people end up short. They misjudge it, they end up short. I mean, your target's like right here.
Okay. So I want to make sure I hit it hard enough to get down.
Yeah, you got to make sure it's, yeah. Whoa, that's, you got down there.
Straight in again.
Now this one you could, you got two options. You just kill the cue ball. If you're stroking it good, you can bring it back.
That angle. Try to kill the cue ball shooting out of the corner. No, you know what? I'm gonna draw it back.
And when you draw it back, I mean, your goal isn't to draw it back here. Your goal is to draw it back here. You're better off, if you do this too hard, you still got a shot at it, right? If you don't draw it enough, then you got a tough cut or a bank.
On this, I think I gotta shoot the one, bring it up, roll it up here, shoot the two, throw the cue ball here, three, just like I practiced.
Yeah.
And then five ball, as long as I can roll the five ball over here, bring this off the six. There's a six in the corner, off the rail. Shoot the seven, bring the cue ball out here, and shoot the nine inside.
Yeah, and are you gonna shoot the, where are you shooting the one ball
Back
at?
right there.
Oh, that's right here. Oh, it's not bad. Some players, instead of doing that, would, but that way would work too. They would just put it here and just roll it forward.
So that was my first thought, but I figured it'd be easier for me to get an angle on the two ball by shooting here and roll forward. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Because when I was doing that, I was looking at this.
Oh, I see, yeah. If you roll forward here, I mean, you just got to make sure you end up not here. You need to end up closer to the line so you can draw back for your angle.
Yeah.
But I think most players would probably just pop it forward. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. A lot of players will try and draw way back. You only need to draw back maybe a foot or two, maybe even right here. That way you're not stretching. Yeah, that's fine. Now this one, the cue ball is going to roll anyway. So if you try to draw it back, you really have to whack it pretty good, make sure it has flow on it. So I would just follow it. At that distance, I would just follow it with center high and just put a hair of right. And that'll bring it around for the 9-ball. And that way you could have put even more center high on that. You have plenty of right, but not enough center high.
On this, the nice thing about this is the stuff that he teaches that I've learned is so easy to learn and to pay it forward to people. I wish everybody that from around here would shoot this way. And I'm glad I got the opportunity to do this and I can learn. That way I can teach the rest of the people around here. That way we're not all stuck on a plateau and we can actually go to tournaments and feel good, because now we have a chance. Once I pay it forward and teach them and show them what I know, we have a chance on everybody being and winning at a higher rate, which would be nice if we could put Franklin Oil City, you know, when we go to the big tournaments, instead of everybody from Erie and Pittsburgh winning, train these people what I know, because it's not a hard thing once you get to know it. It's not hard at all. It's just getting to know it. From around here, we have no trainers, we have nothing, instructors, we don't have anything like that. So now for me to know it, I can teach the people that want to be taught around here and move their game up.
Yeah. So one, you want to end up high on the 3.
So I make sure I can come off.
So you just want to be able to roll, head toward the 4 ball. This one you're just going to drift down and up here.
Stop.
If you can stop it, if not, you can roll forward and just let the cue ball roll for the 7 ball. The only problem is getting, because you're not going to have much of an angle on the 7.
I mean, I can shoot the 8 as long as I bring it out enough. Shoot the 8 in the corner, or like you. Well, yeah, like you. I see what you're gonna say.
Well, the problem is if the 8 ball weren't there, we could play to have a nice little angle in the 7. But now we got to come closer to this rail. We may not have that much of an angle, so we got to assume that we're probably going to get more straight in. And that's a good shot right there. That's all right. Now let's see what your angle is. I mean, you at this distance, you don't want to try and pound it and drift it. You're too far away. If you were here on the same line, you might be able to get away with it. This far away, you might draw. I mean, if it was a tight pocket, you draw it. So this one, you probably want to try and draw it straight back. You're here, you can shoot in the side or you can shoot in the corner. That's all right. Now this one is just a straight draw in the corner. You don't want to use any spin because that'll widen the angle and you might hit the 9 ball.
Okay.
This is just center low, just straight draw.
Center low, what do you mean, draw here to here?
Yeah.
Okay.
All those years of drawing have paid off. Oh, you're perfect.
I knew I brought my arm back further. I was thinking
Yeah.
in my head.
Yeah, that was a nice draw. Didn't have to pound it. So this is, now here's where you can get into trouble. You've got to make sure you get a good line to get back on the 5 ball.
See, I was looking at that, and the 5 goes here, the 5 goes here.
Yep. So ideally you want to be, you know, anywhere around here.
Okay.
That way it gives you a few options. Yeah, just let the cue ball go where it's going to go that way anyway.
Okay, you're good. That was a nice soft shot. Yeah, it's like a go. It's the angles. I don't have to, you know, to get from here to down there, I don't have to do a bunch of crazy stuff. You know, it's all angle. I'm so happy to have got this opportunity. I mean, it's awesome.
So as we were leaving, we noticed that Joshua was already starting to pay it forward by teaching Brianna this great game of pool. You need a pre-shot routine there, Brianna.
Uh-oh, you made it. Look at that.